Hey, Azan, ready to dive into the first part of the lecture about the 3 types of Arabic? Can you tell me in your own words what you learned about that?
Okay, so I learned about three kinds of Arabic. First one is the spoken Arabic, second is the standard Arabic, and the third one is the classical Arabic.
That's right. You mentioned spoken, standard, and classical. Can you tell me a little bit more about what each of those are? Maybe compare them?
Okay, so spoken Arabic is basically related to different kind of dialects people speak in different region of a particular language, and standard Arabic is the modern way of using the Arabic language. You can see this in newspapers, magazines, in news channels. So yeah, that's the standard Arabic.
Right. And what about classical Arabic? How is that different?
Okay, so this is the language of the ancient Arabs, and that's not being used nowadays. It was the ancient language.
So, is there a difference between standard and classical Arabic, according to the
Yeah,
lecture?
actually, standard Arabic, you can say this is the modern way of using the Arabic language. The classical Arabic is much richer as compared to the standard Arabic. Standard Arabic is, you can say, just a subtype of classical Arabic.
Aha, I see. So, standard Arabic is kind of a more modern, simpler version of classical Arabic?
Exactly.
Can you explain why the lecture mentioned classical Arabic is specifically being focused on in the course? Why not standard or spoken Arabic?
Yeah, actually, we are going to be focusing on understanding the language of the Quran, and that's classical Arabic.
And did the lecture explain why standard and spoken Arabic might be different from classical Arabic?
Yeah, actually, I've already kind of explained this. Basically, classical Arabic is, you can say, includes a lot of different vocabularies and way richer as compared to both of them, like the spoken and the standard Arabic. So we are not going to be focusing on both of them. Instead, we are solely focusing on the classical Arabic in these lectures.
Ah, I see. So, classical Arabic has a much richer vocabulary and grammar compared to the more simplified standard or spoken Arabic? Is that right?
Absolutely right.
Great. It seems like you have a good understanding of the 3 types of Arabic and why the focus is on classical Arabic in this course. Would you like to move on to the next topic?
Okay, let's move on.
All right, Azan, let's move on to the next topic. The lecture talked about Nahu and Sarf. Can you tell me what those are?
ओके, तो नहू की अगर बात करें तो अगर पूरे जुमले को एज अ होल देखा जाता है, लेट्स से हम एक सेंटेंस को देख रहे हैं, तो उसको हम नहू की साइंस कहेंगे. एंड इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द सर्फ, then surf is basically surfing on a surfboard on high tall waves, right? I'm just kidding actually. Surf is basically the science of looking a particular word, like changing a specific word. Yeah, how changing a specific word would change its meaning and all.
So, Nahu focuses on the sentence as a whole, and Sarf is about the individual words and how they change. To make sure you understood that part, can you give me an example of how a single word might change and change its meaning, like the lecture explained?
ओके, सो मुझे कोई स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल याद नहीं आ रहा. अगर आप कोई स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल मुझे रिमाइंड करा सकें तो दैट वुड बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर मी, एंड ऑल्सो इन हिंदी लैंग्वेज.
ठीक है, मैं कोशिश करती हूँ. लेक्चर में ये बताया गया था कि कैसे एक शब्द जैसे कि कलम अपनी फॉर्म बदलकर अलग अलग मतलब दे सकता है. ये बदलाव सर्फ के नियमों के अनुसार होता है. क्या ये अब आपको थोड़ा और समझ में आ रहा है?
ओके, सो अब अच्छे से समझ आ रहा है. बाकी let's continue in English, no problem, but in a different accent. Let's say in Australian accent.
All right, mate, no dramas there. So, we talked about Nahu and Sarf. Nahu's the one looking at the sentence as a whole, and Sarf's about the individual words, yeah?
Perfect. Okay, so let's end the session for now.